Women, we're not represented at all. Until 50% of our parliament, across all political spectrums, is women, then women aren't part of democracy. I live in an electorate where at state and federal, I'm represented by men who have extreme misogynistic views, both of them. So as a woman, I don't feel I am represented in our parliament. And I think until we're there at the table, if we can't be at that table, we need to build a better table, a different table, where we're going to have that representation for women. We can work all we like at the grassroots to change things. We can have our breakfasts, we can have our marches, but until we actually demand more of our political system, because in the liberation of women, Anna knows I'd never talk about empowering women. We can empower individual women. We can change the life of individual women and talk about empowerment. But until we get back to talking about the liberation of women, nothing's going to change. So we need to be actually demanding more of our place in society, our place around the table, our place to make the big part of the decision making. Not having men making those decisions. We need to be equal in that. So for International Women's Day, I'm saying to everyone that we need to be part of that change that we want. We hear people talking about using the phrase they're a change maker, but we're all change makers. We all go to the ballot box. We can all write to our politicians. We can all start saying and standing up and saying this is enough. We can all support women that we know are going through abuse, going through tough times. We need to know in our community who's getting left behind, who's out there that still don't have a voice, and we need to keep raising our voice but bring them along with us. So there's still lots to do in getting there. I think that we've had gains over the last well, particularly, I guess, since the second wave of feminism, we've had a lot of gains, but we've still got a long road to go. So, well done to everyone here. But when violence is so pandemic against women in our society, we need all women out. We don't need women to be sitting around at high corporate events with a whole lot of backslapping about how great we've done. I think we need women on the street. I think that, you know, I've always loved IWD, but I think it's gotten a little bit too fluffy for me. I think, you know, sitting on the death reviews, every single death that we examine, and it's harrowing, I can tell you it's harrowing. Every death has got two things about it. They're being predictable and they're preventable. There's not one of those deaths not known to someone. Last year, when we did our report, every single, you know, the average that women had gone to services and supports, whether government or non-government, 28 contacts. 28 women had reached out to tell someone. They weren't women that no one knew. They had protection orders, they'd been through the courts, they'd been to police. 28 times they'd been to services. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Einstein says the definition of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting the same results. The past week, the Commonwealth Government has launched the 4th National Plan to address violence against women and their children. The 4th. When do we move on to the 5th, the 6th, the 7th? We talk about changing attitudes. We're way past that. We've got to change behaviour. We've got to actually start holding abusers, men, accountable for their behaviour. No more letting them off. No more going to court and getting slapped with a wet lettuce leaf. We have to actually have some serious action if we're going to turn the tide on femicides. Thank you.